County Executive Chris Ronayne, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
It's great to be here, Russ. Good to see you.
I know you have your State of the County in October,
yes.
But as we speak in early 2026, how would you describe the state of the county these days?
I think very stable. You know, we have a team that understands the charter government that we inherited when we took office. It is something that I think is one of the better county governments in the state of Ohio. We work well with our council. For us, we've been very focused on a lot of issues: health and human service issues, justice issues, jobs issues, workforce development issues, and climate issues. You know, everything I've done always has been under a framework of health. Health of our people, health of our communities, health of our economy and our justice system, and the health of climate, and also the county government. And you know, the county government does a lot of things that people don't realize, but we help children and families. We help seniors with special programs. There's just a lot of work that sort of happens under the radar that we are the basic safety net for those who need us.
Having said that, what is the biggest challenge facing the county this year?
You know, I think always for us, it is too few resources for too many needs, you know, and you've got to always do more with less. I wish we were in an era where that was different, but you have to be as efficient with taxpayer dollars as you can, because not as much money is coming home from the federal government or the state government as used to be. The state used to have a local government fund, and they put a lot of money back to the communities who earned it, actually. I mean, I still will argue this is the taxpayers' dollars back home. But same with the federal government. You know, there's not as much money flowing back. So there's a lot on our shoulders to do more with less. And look, we rise to that challenge. You know, we don't grouse and complain about it. We rise to the challenge. But there have been times, you know, when the partnerships that we've seen have poured hundreds of millions of dollars into this community, whether it's for lakefront issues or whether it's for health and human services issues. And I miss those days because I've been around long enough in government to see both days. Sure. I hope for a day again when you have a federal and state partnership working with your local governments that works. I do want to say, though, the mayors of Cuyahoga County, love working with them. We have a great team, and from whatever community you might come from throughout the region, we always respect the power of localism and mayors who just get it done on their front line in their communities. And last thing I want to say is, look, Cuyahoga County, and that's what I represent, but we are a broad region, you know, beyond Cuyahoga County into the region. I just want to thank the people of this region for what they do. They look out for each other. They care about each other. Their neighbors, tried and true. And I've noticed that in this job, that people step up for people in the toughest times.
Well, going back to those shrinking dollars you talked about, I know the budget that was passed late last year meant about $16.5 million cut from the Health and Human Services Fund for 2026, $20.5 million from the fund in 2027. Looking ahead, those dollars are going to continue to shrink from the federal government. How concerning are you as we move forward?
Well,
you're going to have less money to deal with.
You know, a couple things. One, I spoke with my team today about a growth plan for Cuyahoga County. I mean, we have got to, like the other counties in our region, we've got to recognize we are on the Great Lakes. We are a destination if we, you know, try to attract people to this region. Of course, it takes jobs, but we think our better days are actually ahead. You know, you're seeing visitorship to this region. I get the numbers on the bed tax, which means people staying here from other places that are staying in our hotels. Our team over at Destination Cleveland that sells conventions are doing a great job. We had a banner year, our best year, at the Huntington Convention Center last year. So I remain optimistic. People are coming to Cleveland because it's a good bang for the buck. And I think we can attract more people here because of the affordability of this place and the sustainability. Sure. Great place on a great lake.
But as those federal dollars shrink, how big of a problem could this come down the line?
No question, it's tough. Let me give you two examples. One, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP benefits for families. That is being cut down from the federal government. So thousands of people that received food benefits last year are losing those food benefits, or there's a very rigorous work requirement to get those food benefits. That falls on our shoulders. You know, more persons going hungry. Last year, when the federal government shut down in November, we raised with our philanthropic, corporate, and sports team partners $650,000 for the food bank just to get people food. You know, the other thing is Medicaid. You know, this is basic health insurance for those that are working but have not a lot of options on health care. So in a previous era, in a bipartisan way, with a Republican governor named John Kasich and a Democratic president named Barack Obama, Ohio ushered in 800,000 new eligibility cases for persons to receive health care insurance. In Cuyahoga County, that's roughly 100,000 people. Now we're seeing the loss of those benefits being cut out from federal and state programs. And people who are everyday working people who had health insurance last year might be facing the loss of it this year. That comes down to the county, because what happens? They need us more. And so these are tough times we're working through. But I will say, I'm gearing up in places where we need it. Our Jobs and Family Service Department, we've actually added employees to the mix to make sure that we have a stopgap on that safety net. I keep going like this with my hands because it's a safety net. The county kind of undergirds people's health and wellness and helping those who need us most so they can thrive.
Let me ask you about the stadium. I think it's safe to say you were not a proponent of the stadium moving to Brook Park. You called it a boondoggle several times, and you seem to have said later on that, hey, this is going to happen. What's the best way to characterize your thoughts on the stadium now? Are you supporting this, or are you, to quote a former mayor, is this an is what it is moment?
You know, I will say, and I've been open with Haslam Sports Group about this, I think it's a mistake, and I'll continue to say that. I don't want to be the downer in the crowd, but I think from a fiscal standpoint, it's going to cost us a lot of new infrastructure, hundreds of millions of dollars to put into the infrastructure around the stadium. When we left a downtown that had the infrastructure to support the stadium, I think it's a threat potentially to the airport. We got to make sure that people can get to and from Hopkins Airport. It's the busiest airport in the state of Ohio. That all being said, yeah, I felt, and I will continue to fight for our taxpayers to say, I don't want to put our taxpayers in harm's way. So I didn't think the unclaimed funds was the best source of money. It's your money, it's your siblings' money, it's my money, it's my family's money, it's everybody out there's money. So I didn't think that was the best source of funds. And then I think that the run at the county to ask the county for monies when I just described to you our basic needs to help people with their basic needs. This is something that in this economy, in these times, banding together to make the most out of what we already have. And in my case, in downtown, I've always argued this. Look, we've got the beauty of downtown Cleveland is we've got 3 major sports facilities within walking distance. That became the model for Detroit, for Indianapolis, and everywhere else that we talk about that has a new downtown success story. So why deflate that balloon? Keep it. But anyways, look, that argument I made, I will continue to make it, but I understand that the movement is now happening in Brook Park. Now we're in a mode of do no harm. Try to keep the airport functioning well and make sure that the infrastructure doesn't drain all the other infrastructure needs of the region. So I'm going to continue to ask Haslam Sports to pay more of this on their own dime, as we saw in Denver with the Walton family that is building their own stadium on their own dime and not on the public taxpayers' dime. SoFi as well. There are models where the owners have stepped up and paid the freight. I think these owners can.
Now the train has left the station. Your attitude is no harm.
Yeah, I mean, again, what I'm going to focus on is making sure Hopkins Airport functions, working with Mayor Bibb as the Browns vacate a choice site. I'm going to work with him on the development of the downtown Harborfront. And, I've communicated with Mayor Bibb my support to help him with Burke Lakefront. We've still got a great future on the lakefront. I just think the Browns are kind of missing the party, if you will, in the future.
As we speak right now, we talked about this. There are hearings on Capitol Hill regarding the Department of Homeland Security and also ICE and defunding ICE. Some Democrats are calling for. In Cuyahoga County, to the best of your knowledge, is there any evidence of ICE activity taking
we're
place
always
right now?
Keeping our eyes open. I will say, and so the answer to your question is we'll keep our eyes open, but haven't seen that kind of activity. The county sheriff's department is not Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They are the sheriff's department. Our jail does not contract with ICE detainees. We don't do it. That's done in other places, but not here. What I am is trying to welcome newcomers. I mean, we opened an immigrant welcome center. We're coming up on our 3rd anniversary this February. The first year we had 10,000 people come through our doors. People seeking job opportunities, people that want to work here. I have since seen those same people came through those doors, have started businesses and are employing people. If there was any growth in Cuyahoga County in the last census, it was actually immigrants. That was the one source of growth, is newcomers from other places. So, we kind of step back and say, look, let's look at the real picture. Let's look at people who are coming here to help make our economy happen and are enjoying being a part of this really terrific mosaic of Cleveland. Russ, 20% of American entrepreneurs are immigrants. And so I'm going to continue to tell that story that we are a county of immigrants, 120 different ethnicities throughout this county. You go into any of our hospitals and think of all the languages spoken. It's a place that's pretty special because of its international influence. We're going to keep saying that, despite all the flyover narratives. It's important to us.
Does the county have an official position when it comes to helping ICE agents, assisting ICE agents in their job?
First and foremost, we're always going to abide by the laws. We're going to abide by the laws that govern us. There's no question of that. As it relates to policies referent to ICE, I am a public official who believes that the golden currency is communication. Let's talk with anybody who's asking about anybody, what's the issue at hand and what are you trying to actually solve for? I think what we've seen is an era where people have become understandably very suspicious of each other, and we got to get back to the basics of what we're trying to do. Of course, there needs to be a good federal immigration policy. That's the business of our Congress, the United States Senate, the President's office. But locally, I continue to say, proof's in the pudding here. I mean, where we've grown with immigrants. And it's sort of the spice of life here in Cuyahoga County when you think about it. I mean, the experiences of enjoying all cultures and all places, look, this weekend, it'll be the Slovenian Karantovanja outdoor parade that they do in the St. Clair Superior neighborhood. We love our ethnic festivals. We love our ethnic restaurants. What's not to like? And I think this is a county that's at peace, and I hope it remains that way, and that we say to the state and federal government, leave us be. We're doing all right. We're getting along, and we're thriving together.
Let's talk about something fun. Layla Edwards, the pride of Cleveland Heights, competing in the Olympics in hockey. You're a former
I'm a former hockey player and coach. Yeah, so I'm watching her a lot.
Watching her a lot. Any words to her?
Well, one, keep up the good defense, because she switched her position from forward to defense, and she is a real star on the ice and off the ice. A Cleveland Heights hometown hero. She joins the Kelseys in that category, and I know they're supporting her in her family's efforts to get over to see her in Italy. I've been watching each game. I tape them and watch them at night. This is really extraordinary. I did coach, and I coached on the ice at Cleveland Heights and in Lakewood. And one of my years, going to start strumming glory days here, but we had a winning team that had 4 lady hockey players on our team, and they led the team, and the first player to get the first goal in that championship was female. So it's fun to see female hockey starting to thrive, and it's really fun to see what a superstar Layla is, not just on the ice, but as somebody who recognizes her importance to young ladies of all races and faces, that you can do this too. And I'm really proud, and as we celebrate Black History Month, to see the first African-American player on the women's U.S. Olympic hockey team be from Cleveland, and she's African-American, and she's just a wonderful star. So we're watching you, Layla. Good luck in the medal round.
All wishing her the best.
Yeah.
Chris Ronayne, again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great one, and
You
stay
too.
warm. Okay.
You do the same.
Bye-bye.